going on?
Hey, welcome to Ya Clout Podcast. Your boy Mike Sizz. And today, special day, it's my birthday, and what better day to talk about the greatest American band from the 1990s, in my personal opinion, heavy metal band that is. And brother.
Hey man, thanks for having me. I'm really honored to be doing such like an iconic set of albums with absolute metal fucking titans for sure.
Hell yeah, brother. Ever since I seen the video with you and Greg Barnes and Joseph Stapp, I gotta do something with these dudes, you know what I mean? Like they know so and
Yeah.
we always talk on the Rock and Metal Combat page. I consider you a good friend. You're the fucking shit, bro. So happy to be doing this with you, man. So with you being the guest and shit, how did you discover Pantera? When did they come into your life, good brother?
I was pretty young. I was 12 in that area and was already into Metallica at that time.
Yeah.
So I was getting, acquainted with the Faster, the thrash. I wasn't quite into Slayer yet and then pretty much I traded an album to a kid in school who had Vulgar Display of Power and Rust in Peace. And I kind of touch upon this to give a big shout out to Ralph and Ian, who kind of helped spawn all of us little guys here. Did the Rust in Peace album with them. And so I kind of had a similar, it's the same story essentially because I got both records in a trade. And I think I traded like Nirvana's Nevermind at the time. I mean, I was kind of falling out of it. And I was like, I wanted something heavier. And the Pantera shit, it was so different between that and Rust in Peace. Like the two albums both blew my mind, but just differently. The Vulgar was so tight. The production is amazing on that album. And I mean, I played the shit out of that album for a year or so. Then went back and got like Cowboys, went through the discography, ended up getting the live album before I got the last studio on Trendkill. I had a hard time finding it, like in the stores near me for a while. And then by the time Reinventing the Steel came out when I was a senior in high school, I was actually waiting for that album. So that's the album I bought day one. And then luckily got to see Pantera on Ozfest in my senior year of high school. And I mean, they were amazing. I wanted to see them on the co-headline tour with Morbid Angel. Big fan of them. I mean, I wasn't at that time, but got into them. And there's a cool video on YouTube for anyone out there who I think from that tour when Phil comes out and does Day of Suffering, it's so fucking heavy, so brutal. You ever seen it?
Never seen that, brother. I gotta check that out. Yeah.
So, I was still in high school, so I was waiting for them to come closer back to me at some point, and at that point, they broke up. And then I really was excited for Damage Plan because I'm like, how could this not be great? It's Dime and Vinny. But when I got it, some songs I liked, but it was just so not what I expected from those two, So I was kind of let down a little bit by Damage Plan. And then, I mean, finally to wrap this up, Damage Plan was playing at a club near me. I was in a band at the time, and I was working like 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. to jam all night, sleep in my car at work. And I was like, I don't want to hear a lot of the Damage Plan songs. So I skipped it, and like a week later, I go into work, and that's when I heard that Dime died, and kind of kicked myself for not going. Like I just couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like my whole like encompassing Pantera for me. But once I got into them, they were a band that like you ever get the band just rocks you. You just listen to nothing but them. Almost like you become obsessed with it. You live it, you breathe it, you eat it for fucking months at a time. That's how I was with them.
Hell yeah, brother. I was the same way, man. Same fucking way. Like I got a solo review I did on Pantera, but if y'all watched it, y'all know how I got into it, but I'll say it again anyway. It was like, 7 years old, maybe. Headbang his ball with that fucking cornball Ricky Ratman and shit. You know what I mean? I see
that phony fucker.
I see the walk video. And I just walk around my house going, respect, walk. I remember that shit. But it wasn't until 1995. This is when I was deep into hip hop, deep into metal, my two favorite genres fucking ever. And I got the Vulgar tape from the Dartmouth Mall. That's in Massachusetts for y'all that don't know. And played the fuck out of that, man. Just front to back. Played the shit out of that. Then I got Cowboys. I just started with my Cowboys tape. I told this on the show before. My fucking Cowboys tape got caught in my boombox, man. I was pissed the fuck off. My uncle got it for me the next day though, because he's cool like that. He got me a new Cowboys tape. But yeah, ever since then, man, Far Beyond, Reinventing, The Great Southern Trendkill, I never stopped. They're in my top 10. Absolutely, man. Because in my opinion, Mike, you know, you had the Norwegian black metal bands in the early 90s. You had the death metal from Florida, you know.
Yep.
But as far as mainstream metal goes, nobody was fucking with Pantera, dude. Not a fucking soul.
And for mainstream, they were really heavy for mainstream, like fucking heavy. It's kind of like really? If we all know Metallica got, I mean, ginormous, and I don't hate on you and I have had this conversation online. Yeah, you and I both like the Black Album for the most part. I mean, I respect it. It's still heavy to me. Like it sounds great. It's not, but in a way, it would almost be like if Metallica was an arena act during Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. You know, that's how big Pantera was for that kind of heavy sound. Like when Metallica was doing those albums, they were doing well, but they were still opening for people. And they were still like, you know, they were super heavy for people to touch during those Master Puppet years. So to me, it was like if that's how big Pantera was. They were that heavy, but they were even bigger than Metallica was during their like heaviest period, if you will. You know what I mean? It was wild.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because I mean, that shit. You and I are only a couple years apart, probably. Like I'm
33.
Yep. So I mean, I just turned 36 a couple weeks ago on the 15th. So I mean, I remember those days in middle school and early high school through the 90s. It was like shit was like watered down, man. Grunge was already dead, kind of like towards the late 90s. You know what I mean? It was all bullshit, like what happened with hair metal that destroyed real great rock and heavy metal. When you speak of 95, I think of I knew, you know, I kind of got into a little bit of Tupac from some friends. Like that was at the height of that. Notorious B.I.G. Tupac had the what was that double album? What the hell was it? That had like California Love.
All Eyes on Me, yeah. What are you talking about?
All Eyes on Me, yeah, that's what it was. I thought that was just a song, and then so it was just an interesting time for music. But nothing like Pantera. I mean, nothing. You know what album I love right around that time? Was Offspring's Smash. I think that's
I love that album, Mike.
Not a huge fan of them, but that album is amazing. Just a killer album. You know, and I was like 12. Yeah, that's all. This is all around the same time for me. So, but Pantera was so all these cool things we talked about. I mean, Pantera was just ultimately more heavier than anything that you and I probably liked at the same time, which is wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. It was just every record is like, oh my God, they're topping that. You know what I mean? Like they're more heavier than that. Like,
I couldn't believe they could get heavier than Far Beyond Driven. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I know.
And it's debatable. We'll get into it, I think, at that time. I mean, I think it's debatable whether Trendkill is heavier, but I'll tell you this, it's way more abrasive. It sounds more pissed off, that's for sure. To me, it does.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And by the way, this shit destroys I hated when kids in my school were like, oh, man, I like that heavy shit like Korn and Limp Bizkit. I'm like, fuck you. This is the heavy of the heavy. Oh, yeah,
man, definitely. And I like Korn, but they ain't fucking with Pantera by the least bit, so get that out of your head.
No, like, I dug that that first album, 94, right? I think is, if my memories. It's all around the same time. Like, I was kind of a sponge back then.
Oh, yeah.
it even sticks out. Like I got the Rage for Order tape, the cassette tape, and I'm like, man, this album is way different than Mindcrime, and it's a head trip. Like I was sampling everything at that time.
Hell yeah.
Always a metalhead though. Always a metalhead. I mean, there's just something about heavy metal that it has me, dude. I can't let it go. Like I like other things, but nothing gets me off like metal. It's just something about it, you know?
I love it just as much as hip hop, but with metal, dude, it's just like that shit hit my veins like a fucking junkie feels when he shoots heroin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude. I couldn't describe it as a kid. You just can't get enough. I'm like fucking just in my head. I'm just singing like riffs, like just all day long. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that.
Oh yeah, brother. It is, man. Like I'm listening to every single fucking Pantera album the past week, and I'm singing along, and I'm just like, oh my god, how Ian said this, greatly. Shout out to Ian Wiley, man. Get better, brother. He said, if you like the heavy shit and you don't like Pantera, like what the fuck is wrong with you? I agree. You know what I mean?
I don't get it. I know there's a lot of people, and I don't know if hip hop has it because I'm not tied into the hip hop community. Like I like I don't like what's it? The trap is the new kind of style, right?
Oh, that shit's fucking trash. I'm with you.
I can't. I listen to it. I'm like, man, I just feel like an old white guy. I'm just like, I'm like, what is this shit? Like,
it's fucking terrible.
Young Stallions or who the hell? Like, I heard some of that shit, and I was like, this is garbage. Like, I'm old school when I kind of, like the '90s is where Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. Love me some. I like Ice Cube a lot. Respect Ice-T a lot as well. I'm more of the Body Count fan.
Oh yeah.
But which that last time was killer. But it's just, I totally forgot what the fuck I was saying. I just blanked out. What were we talking about? What'd you say?
You're talking about how heavy Pantera was? Some shit like that. I think I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah. Oh. I know where it's going. So I'm not as tied into the hip hop community, but you know because you have your foot firmly planted in both camps with metal and the hip hop. But
yeah,
I don't know if you notice in hip hop, but metal, it's very kind of cool to be contrarian and like, oh, I don't like anything popular. Once it gets popular, you fucking hate it because it's garbage now.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it even happens with death metal. I would never in a million years when I got in death metal be like, oh, people are going to say this is bullshit or this is trendy. And it happens.
It does happen, brother.
I do say that about one band, and it's 6 Feet Under, because I think it's trash. That's me. Chris Barnes never touch. That shit was lame. That Death and Roll. Let Entomb do that. They can do that. You can't do that. That's my opinion. That's the only time I get metal elitist generally.
With Chris, I'm fucking with the Cannibal lineup, dude. That's how I'm fucking with the early Cannibal. That's what I fuck with when it comes to Chris Barnes.
Trash. They've been trash for a while.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That motherfucker need to wash his hair too. Jesus Christ. But
I know.
Yeah, man. We can go straight into Cowboys if you want, Mike. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Why don't you take it? I want to hear you. I want to hear you with this one.
Okay, brother. Okay, as y'all know, we're not covering the glam days of Pantera. I'm not too fond of that. I do like power metal, but it's still not. It don't hit my heart like the 1990-2000 discography does. So, 1990, Pantera releases Cowboys from Hell. Man, just a fucking fantastic album. You got Phil doing his like Rob Halford / Jeff Tate vocals on it. You know what I mean? You could say.
Yeah.
Straight out the gate with Cowboys from Hell. What an opening track. That riff from Dime, fucking incredible. Phil's vocals and just an amazing song, man. Top to bottom, a great album. To be honest, this is my least favorite Pantera album from this time frame. I fucking love it. But I prefer the shit after this, but it's still a fucking 5 out of 5 album in my opinion, man. If I had to pick a favorite song, it'd be Domination. Oh my fucking god!
Because the ending, right?
Yeah. Watch Think like a motherfucker. Those drums, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Dime's playing. Everything's amazing. A real deep cut on here that I fucking love is Medicine Man. I love that track. Clash with Reality. The whole fucking album, man. It's just a killer record. Um, Cemetery Gates is beautiful. I fucking worship that song. Phil's vocals in that, Jesus Christ. Probably his best vocal performance, like clean wise, if you want to say.
Yeah, like he runs the gamut in that song. Like he
Yeah.
can do emotional type chill down, and then he can get his screams in, and they can do the real highs. Yeah, it's his best overall like vocal performance. I would agree with you 100% on that one.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. So Domination, my favorite song. I would give this a 5 out of 5. Fucking killer album. Got this same like in '95 as well. Like I said, my cassette got caught in my shitty boombox. You know, we only real heads know about that. That happened to your tapes and shit. But
You had to like rewind the tapes. You were like, "Oh my god, I hope it's not totally ripped in there." And you kind of take it out slow, and it's bent and folded, and you kind of work it. Oh yeah, I've been there.
yeah, man, that's what happened. And my uncle got me a new copy, but I got my CD copy. I every Pantera album I have like the remaster as well, except for this one. I need to get the 2009 box set of this. I want to get that one day because Cowboys.
Cool.
You got it? Hell yeah!
Yeah, I went. I mean, I'm a total nerd, so I won't. I get all that stuff, and like I'm an addict for bootlegs and live shit. So it has a ton of that in there.
Oh
and,
man,
it's got that performance with that epic domination.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Moscow performance.
Oh yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, man, that's my thoughts on Cowboys, man. Great fucking album. What's your thoughts on Cowboys from Hell, Mike?
Well, this is going to be interesting because we're going to have a little bit of a different opinion, but like in a good way. So this is for me because I came from traditional metal before, getting gradually heavier over the years. This album blew me away. It was definitely kind of like a crossover album you could really hear it between thrash and that groove metal sound that they would have. I love this album. It's going to be tied for like probably one of my favorite. It's not their probably best album, but it's one of my favorites because of how magical the mix is of thrash and regular metal. But the drum sound is so in your face with all the triggers and everything. There's a very high end, like piercing quality of this album between Dime's guitars and the drums. Yeah. I feel, but it's heavy as hell. I just remember studying the booklet to see how Vinny had his kit set up because I play drums. So I was like, oh, he's got like some electronic pads here and all this kind of shit. But this album contains my favorite solo from Dime. Now, can you guess what the song is?
Let's see. Cemetery?
Which would probably be my second favorite, but there's a song on this album that not a lot of people talk about. To me, Dime's greatest solo is In the Sleep. That is my this is probably tied with that song and Cemetery are probably tied as my favorites. That has like an epic 1.5 minute part where it's very similar to Cemetery Gates in the respect of how he really developed like a well thought out like epic solo and he's got a lot of acoustic guitar parts in it. Phenomenal. The deep tracks are great on this album. Medicine Man, The Sleep, like that back half of the album.
Yes.
Shattered. That's pretty Rob Halford-esque too. And Ultimate, Primal Concrete Sledge, such a simple, heavy song. I mean,
yeah, Mike.
I mean, this is a 5. These albums are either 5 out of 5 or 4.8 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to choose a favorite. There's a personal favorite album because they're all kind of different, which I like. There's a kind of a Pantera album for whatever mood you're in, I feel. But this one is probably like a 1A, 1B with my favorite, another favorite album. It's probably not their best album technically, but it's definitely one of my favorites just because of just like it just hits on all it hit on all levels for me. It made sense right away.
Hell yeah, brother. That you mentioned Primal, man. Oh my God. That's probably that and Domination is like ping pong and back and forth for me, you
Mm-hmm.
know? That come and be with me, live my twisted dream. Oh my fucking God. Yo, that
Yeah, man. Just wants to make you punch something right now.
hell yeah. When I'm in a bad fucking mood, like when my ex-girlfriend used to piss me the fuck off, I would play that shit. You know what I mean? That's
Oh, I
just
hear
the
you.
fucking killer record, man. So yeah, on this channel we do we do like the Sauce magazine, the hip hop magazine of the '90s, like 5 mics. I'm giving this
I
5 mics. 5 mics.
Yo, this
Cowboys.
is spitting fire. 5 fucking mics for me too.
Hell yeah, brother. Love
And
this fucking album.
if you got some guys watching this, it's not your screen. I am this pasty. It's unfortunate.
It's all good, brother. I wish I could be on camera with Mike, but my shit fucking freezes when I have the camera on, man. I don't know fucking why, but yeah, shout out to Edgar, my dude Edgar in the building. He loves metal. He's a real motherfucker. Shout out to you, Edgar.
Yeah, Edgar.
Yeah, now we go and they get Terry Date, 1992. Vulgar Display of Power. Oh shit. This is probably my favorite Pantera record. It has this the next album. Mouth for War. Oh my God, I fucking love that song. Just what an opening fucking tune, man. Just amazing. Then you get to a new level. That's fucking amazing. You know what I mean? And everybody knows Walk. You don't know Walk, you need to run headfirst to a fucking brick wall. That riff is iconic. That's like incredible. That's like Smoke on the Water.
And that solo too is so good.
Yes.
Part of the reason why I like Pantera a lot sometimes is kind of had the Van Halen effect where they wouldn't always overdub a rhythm guitar track. It would kind of be like live, just your bass, drums, and a solo, which I kind of like it, which is when they did it, it was cool. They knew how, they knew how to do that.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude. I love the video. Got Dime rocking a White Zombie shirt. I love fucking White Zombie.
Yeah, he was still Diamond Daryl at that time.
Yeah, Diamond Daryl. Yeah, man. He's even a booklet that says it. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking hostile. Oh my God. Fucking. Oh my God. That shit. It just makes me go fucking crazy. I love that song. Then you got This Love, real mellow. Then it gets more aggressive, towards the middle and end of the song. I fucking love that. My favorite.
That's a good angry song, I tell you. That's a fucking one you want to fucking
be
pissed off at the world too. It's great.
Yeah, man, fantastic, dude. My favorite song on Vulgar is fucking By Demons Be Driven. Those drums. Oh my Jesus Christ, dude. I can't get enough of that. Hollow, beautiful, beautiful ballad. Phil singing clean and shit. Regular People, Conceit. The whole album just incredible, but my favorite's By Demons Be Driven, man. That's my favorite song on there. And great album, heavy as all fuck. You know what I mean? I think this is when they truly found that sound, even though they changed on like each record, went heavier. But yeah, man, love this album to death. It's probably my favorite Pantera record, man. You know what I mean? It was the first one I ever bought, and definitely one of my favorites, man. Just that Beck in the Call, My Demons Be Driven. It just so fucking brutal, man. 5 out of 5 for this one too for me, man. Vulgar Display of Power, man. 1992. That's my thoughts on that. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's not my personal favorite, but it's probably I was telling you, there's an album that's technically probably perfect, and this is probably their best album. It's again, it's like choosing children, but yeah, this album starts out slamming with Mouth for War, New Level, Walk, fucking Hostile, This Love. I mean, just bangers. And then it gets really thrashy with Rise. This is a Pantera. This is how this is when someone asks how, in my head, how they sound like this. This is the Pantera sound. This album here. A fun fact about By Demons Be Driven, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater was a huge fan when this album came out, and he would play that that drum part during his drum solo. It was pretty neat back in way back in '92 in Japan somewhere. But yeah, Hollow was a song that really grabbed me too because it was kind of like Cemetery Gates, but different. But I love how angry that song gets at the end. That that riff is so good. I mean, this album has a lot. Again, this is like Cowboys, where it's got a lot of second half of the album for me has got a lot of great deep tracks, like Regular People. That one, I love that riff. And this is where you can hear the groove and kind of like at times the Southern twang that these guys would really, that Southern influence that you would hear from time to time, especially on in later albums. But yeah, this is another, how can you argue with it? It's 5 out of 5. It's iconic. It stands the test of time. It's one of those albums oh, what does this band sound like? You give them this album. And if you don't get this, then you won't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably my favorite. Ooh, it's tough. Oh God. I mean, there's a lot of, I'll pick 3 songs off the top of my head that I just can't get enough of. This Love, that guitar solo is great. The whole way that song is written with that breakdown at the end. Probably This Love, This Love, A New Level, and fucking Hustle are my top 3 on this album.
Great songs, Mike. Absolutely, brother. It's just a timeless, iconic shit. Heavy as all fuck too. Jesus Christ.
Oh my. I love the production on this album, even though Vinnie Paul uses triggers the whole time.
Yeah.
The production's a little bit more focused. Sounds a little bit more organic. It's not as electronic triggery. The high ends are not as piercing. It's just got a great sound to this album. I love Vinnie Paul's snare. Being a drummer, he plays an 8-inch deep snare. Most snares are 5.5 or 6.5. But the 8 inches are cool because you can really tighten the heads super tight, super tight, and get a ton of crack and still bottom end on it. And that's why he's got such a great snare sound. He gets those big deep snares and just crank them way up, all the heads way up, and you just get a thunderous crack because you get that top end and you still have all that 8-inch depth to give you a nice fat. That's why one of the reasons why I love Pantera. And I was like, how do I get that snare sound? Because as a drummer, that's one of the things you look for, with a guitar player. Tone, snare sound is very important to a drummer. And I could never figure out, I'm like, how does he get the snare sound? And then I realized he's playing with a huge snare drum that I eventually would get one like that and just crank it all the way up. So yeah, pretty interesting thing there, how he got his sound.
That's awesome, Mike. I love that shit. Getting a musician's perspective of the music is always great, man. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I mean his set sounds like no other because he's playing with he only has 2 rack toms and one floor tom, but his rack toms are the size of most people's floor toms. So I'm like, man, when I play these songs, they don't sound as heavy up here. But he just played by he had 24-inch kicks, 24 by 24s. I think he had 14-inch, 15-inch rack toms, 18-inch floor. I mean, the guy was playing with huge drums, so everything sounded just so heavy. That's part of their sound,
Yeah. Great drummer, too. Jesus fucking Christ. Vinny was amazing.
He had great feel. Just a monster. He's, not overly technical, but there's times, especially in a song like Becoming, where he's got an interesting paradiddle foot pattern that's tricky. But, I mean, the guy knew how to hit hit hard. Super. I mean, he's got one of the best feels out of any drummer I've ever heard. Ever.
Oh, yeah. I'll fucking agree, brother. Yeah, man. Vulgar for me, my favorite album. If either this or the next one, man. And what would you give Vulgar though, Mike? Is it 5 out of 5 for you too?
Oh yeah, 5 mics, and I'm dropping.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, brother. Then we go to 1994, man. Terry Date Again producing the record. Far Beyond Driven, man. Jesus Christ. There was an interview with Terry Dayton, and he was like, I guess the book said we want to get more heavier than Vulgar, and Terry was like, how? You know,
How?
and then how, dude? And they did it, man. Oh my God. This album is just everything to me, man. I fucking adore this album. Strength Beyond Strength. What a way to start off a record, man. No fucking little slow guitar solo in the beginning to set things off. Just, it's nothing. You know what I mean? Just like out the
Oh,
gate.
it's balls out.
Oh, yeah, dude. And that down, 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 that breakdown. Oh my God. I can't get enough of that shit. That makes you just want to bang my fucking head, just act ignorant as fuck, you know, throw the horns up. Amazing. We've grown into a monster, an arrogant, what do you say, an arrogant, explosive motherfucker.
Motherfuck, yeah.
Oh my God.
Hard as a rock, shut like a lock.
Yes. Amazing lyrics. Amazing lyrics, dude. Love Strength Beyond Strength. That's a fucking banger. Then my favorite Pantera song of all time, Mike, is Becoming. Oh my
It's
God.
a hard one to top. It's up there, yeah. I agree. I mean,
The
lyrics are great, yeah. Just about, you know, you being yourself and not taking shit and just finding, you know, basically strength. I was gonna say on Vulgar, like Vulgar really started Phil writing more like probably interpersonally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a big, I mean, there was stuff on Cowboys, but Vulgar was a change. Like, this is what Pantera is. Here's how they're, you know, the lyrical content, things like that. You know what? You know, this will be interesting, you know, because both of us, we have slightly, you know, we have different backgrounds. Like,
yeah.
So I know I'm kind of, you know, maybe a little political or whatnot, but I'm curious on your take on, like, especially Phil's antics from time to time. You know what I mean? I think you understand what I'm talking about, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
how he gets seem racially insensitive at times.
Yeah.
I'm just curious on, like, your perspective of it.
That never bothered me, Mike, to be honest with you. But what did bother me is the white power shit in, like, 2016.
Yep.
You know?
Totally agree with you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, no, real quick, because I definitely want to get your perspective on it, because I remember in 94 it blew up when he was talking. Because remember, like we were just talking about at the beginning, 94, 95 was a lot. I mean, hip-hop, Notorious B.I.G., those guys ruled the charts. That started taking over everything. You know, it was one of those things, like hard rock and metal was in the 80s. Everyone was into it. Black, white, you know what I mean? Everyone was into that. And so I remember him making a comment that, like, something like, this is music for white people because some, you know, you're listening to that shit and they don't want you. And there were rappers at that time that didn't like white kids, like teenage kids listening to the music. Like, I got what he said. He's not always the best at getting it across, because it does sound kind of, you know, it can sound really racist at times. Like that, I understood more. The message was, I understood the message. The delivery was terrible. You know what I mean? But the whole white power thing is like, I don't buy that it's a joke about white. I don't know. And I don't think Phil's inherently a bad guy.
Oh, no.
I think I can disassociate the person from the music. Like, I'm not one of those people, like a Kiss nerd, who, like, Gene Simmons could have been part of the Holocaust and they would have given him a pass. You know what I mean? They're like, well, he's Jewish, so what's the big deal? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like that. Like, I can enjoy something but still not like a person. It's weird, but I can do it. I just, you know, and I know he's friends with, what's his face, Doug Pinnick from King's X, you know, the gay black guy. He always goes on about that. That's his friend. I don't know what goes on with Phil. I think actually a majority of it is substance abuse and just poor decisions. I don't really feel, from what I've seen, I don't feel like he's a super, like, hateful guy. I mean, I don't know. I guess we all have hangups and we all can have prejudice based on our personal experiences, but
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm wondering, yeah, like your perspective of him and all
Yeah.
that kind of shit.
I was pissed off at the white power shit. He claims people were calling him racist in the front row, and that's why he said white power. Then he changed it to white wine and shit like that. But I don't know, man. Those lyrics are engraved into my fucking heart. I'm sorry. I might sound real ghetto and fucking not. My black people might get mad at me, but I'm not gonna stop bumping Pantera, dude. I can't. You know what I mean? And Phil, I don't think you can be racist if you are really good friends with an HBO commentator that's of black African American descent. You know what I mean? Which Phil,
Yeah.
Phil loves boxing, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, he loved Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson was his fucking dude back in the '90s. Like he would come out with like Mike Tyson T-shirts because that's what got him into working out was at between Cowboys and Vulgar. He was like inspired by those boxers, especially Mike Tyson. And even if you listen to the lyrics of like Regular People, it's kind of like it's a heavy metal kumbaya. Let's hold hands. We're all black. We're all white. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of where I don't feel Phil's a terrible guy. I just don't understand what goes on in his head. Like, you and I obviously are not racist, and obviously, I mean,
oh fuck no.
I mean, I come from a city that has mixed race and all that stuff, but I don't know. There are times when people just piss you off because people suck, no matter who they are. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, there's assholes in every fucking creed, color, race. There's assholes everywhere, brother. So,
like, I can see an uptight white guy giving you a hard time, and he's like, "This cracker." I can see it. I'm not saying that you would do that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you would be racist for Mike, saying that.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking did before. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie.
Look, I went to a high school where it was like 50-50. I know what was said. Okay, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not a dummy. But I wouldn't necessarily hold that one instance against you. But at the same time, you're not going on stage talking about it, which is weird.
And I fucking love white people, son. I love white bitches.
Snow bunnies.
Yeah. Every fucking band I love, they're fucking white. Half of these motherfuckers, So I don't look at race, dude. I just don't, man. I don't.
No, and I think as like a metalhead, honestly, we're more of a tribe. Like if I like your T-shirt, me and you, we're cool. I don't care what you look like.
Hey, I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't judge, brother. Yeah,
and I think metalheads are actually more open-minded than people probably think, because even though the music we listen to is huge, it's still kind of like an underground thing for pop, even though it sells massive amounts of dollars and stuff, it's widely popular, it's still not the mainstream thing, even when it is mainstream, you know what I mean? Yeah. So when you are in a store and I'm like, oh, I have my Dark Throne shirt on, some guy's like, yo, love that band, or whoever, you know what I mean? Like, that's the connection. It's because we feel like we're part of this club that everyone knows about, but it's like Fight Club, but we don't know about it, but you know what I mean? Like, you instantly feel like you get it. Like, this guy must be cool because he understands it. So that's how I think metalheads are more accepting than people realize. Like, we're more of a tribe, like, we'll take care of each other. Now, the hardcore kids, those kids are generally assholes. I've been to plenty of those shows. Those are the kids that go to shows looking for fights, like, instead of moshing and having a good time. Those guys, it's a reason to fight somebody.
Swinging your arms and feet around like a fucking retard. Yeah.
But I mean, back to, you were talking about the lyrics. The lyrics on this album are awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yes. I'm born again, down, with snake's eyes, becoming God size. Fucking incredible, dude. That's my shit. Becoming is it. Oh man, favorite song of all time when it comes to Pantera, for me anyway. 5 Minutes Alone, a single, but still fucking heavy as shit. Love that song. I'm Broken as well. another single. Good friends and a bottle of pills, real odd, but
Yeah, I mean,
heavy.
it's weird.
Yeah, I fucked your girlfriend last night. You
I
know
was
what
like, this is right.
I mean? Yeah, man. Hard lines and sunken cheeks, dude. Oh, my second favorite song on here. Jesus Christ.
I
What
love
did Phil say?
I love that one too because that one's a real deep track. It starts out pretty chill, and then it goes
Yeah,
right into that dun, 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 dun. That riff is killer, dude.
and you can't get no more metal than my so far ago.
Yeah, it's kind of got that
Uh,
classic metal, anti-religious. Love it. Like people are
yeah,
dumb, leper messiah type of thing. Love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Still I'll outlive the old. Oh my god. I'm gonna belt out some tunes I can't fucking sing, but you're gonna have to listen to it, y'all. Um, fucking slaughtered, heavy as shit. Uh, shedding skin. Use my third arm is my fucking shit too. And can't forget the amazing cover of Planet Caravan from the Almighty Black Sabbath. You
Did you ever
know,
read the liner notes on that?
yeah, I think Phil was something like, "We did this. You don't like it? Fuck off." Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Something
he's
like
like, it's not where we're going direction wise. We just like the song, and if you don't like it, don't listen to it. Essentially, yeah.
yeah, some shit like that. But again, Mike, 5 out of fucking 5, dude. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. Just a fucking banger front to back. I like every single song on here. All fucking 12. Classic shit. You had fucking Weezer and Green Day on, which I like, but you had that shit getting played. These motherfuckers were coming out with this shit, which buries that shit. So, what's your thoughts on Far Beyond, like as a whole, Mike? And what's your favorite songs? What are your favorite songs?
Yeah, so this one would probably be tied for Cowboys as my favorite. Like those two albums, because they're so kind of different. Like that's
Yeah.
what Pantera was, and this is like them at their probably for me, this is their heaviest, in my
No,
opinion.
God, I agree. Well,
This album blew me away. Like Becoming, first time I heard that, I was like, oh shit, yeah, with the drums, with that kick drum pattern is so good. Love the lyrics on this album. This probably might be my favorite album lyrically, I think, by them.
dog,
Yeah, like when you're like a disenfranchised teenager, these are the songs that make you feel like I can run through a wall. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna make it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with you. Slaughtered is almost like an extreme metal track. That's one of my favorites off this album. That it's like extreme metal before extreme metal. The drum sound on this album was everything the death metal guys eventually went and did. It's so clicky and triggered and heavy sounding. Yeah, I mean, use my third arm about the cops. Phil must have had a bad time. You know what I mean? Maybe
yeah,
got pulled
man.
over for some weed or something. Kind of like, and that's why I like the fucking hostile lyrics.
Yeah,
It's all about being disenfranchised, which I love. So yeah, this is a 5 out of 5. This is definitely up there with Cowboys. There's really different albums, so it's hard to pick a favorite to me.
yeah.
But those are the two I go back to all time. Like it's hard to pick one. Yeah, I'm just trying to go. I mean, this whole album is totally killer. As far as the singles, I prefer Unbroken to 5 Minutes Alone. That is actually probably my least of the main songs, my least favorite. I still like it a lot, obviously, but it's probably my least favorite because just there's so much going on in all the other songs.
Yeah, the deeper cuts are way better, Mike. I'm with you.
Yeah, so probably like top 3 songs: Slaughtered, Becoming, toss up between Strength Beyond Strength, and either Use My Third Arm or Shedding Skin. Even this is an absolute, like you said, man, this is a banger. 5 out of 5 for sure.
Oh yeah, Mike, definitely, man. Fabian Driven 94, man. Jesus Christ. And then, Phil starts dealing with some back issues. Starts to find heroin. You know what I mean? And the band wasn't really getting along, so Phil recorded his vocals in New Orleans in Trent Reznor's studio.
Yeah,
And
with his producer.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, me too.
Sean something. Because I was into the Downward Spiral, a couple years before.
Oh yeah, I love that album. I love that album.
So I know, and I'm such a music nerd. Like I can tell you who produced usually what albums. I used to read just sit there, read the lyrics, read the liner notes. And I noticed like a couple of the Nine Inch Nails guys' names were popping up in the production of Great Southern Trendkill a lot.
Yeah. So they recorded the instrumentation in another studio, but for me, people say it sounds off. I don't think so, dude. For me, it's cohesive as fuck. I worship this album, man. 1996. Pantera was in their fucking zone, dude. Like, this starts off with even more heavier than Vulgar, the Great Southern Trendkill. Fuck Your Magazine. That's just some raw shit, dude. Love that. You know what I mean? Phil was all about hating alternative music at this time. Used to rock the fucking alternative music sucks shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Homemade.
Yeah. Dissing Metallica. Fucking raw shit. Drag the Waters, man. Jesus Christ, I love that song. Drag the Waters some more. Amazing. Yeah, incredible riff. My favorite song on here, though, Mike, Tens.
Oh, that's a good deep cut. That's a good deep cut for sure.
Yeah, about Phil's heroin addiction and shit. That my foes.
What sells me on that song is that little like few note solo. It's not even the solo; it's the interlude between this with that that little chord progression. Yeah. Love that.
Incredible, brother. Oh my God, 13 Steps. Jeez. Oh.
Some out 13, there lyrics, 13, though, aren't there?
13 Steps. Yeah, man. Yeah.
This is a dark album for sure. This is in my opinion, this is their darkest album.
This is that fucking Texas, New Orleans swamp shit, like dark, outback, Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel to that shit. To me, anyway, that's what I get to it. It's a real grimy fucking album.
Yeah,
man.
That's a really good. I would say it's a great analogy, just because it doesn't sound as crisp as the other albums. There's a little bit more. Like, it just everything feels a little looser because Pantera was like super tight, Vulgar, and Far Beyond Driven. All the production was super tight. I mean, they sounded like a machine gun, but with all the instruments. But this is a little more loose, a little bit more reverb. The lyrical content really, really dark on this album. I mean, it's cohesive. I'm with you, but there definitely feels like some sort of. It's hard to put into words, but there definitely feels like something is not quite the same about this album as the previous three, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can respect that, Mike. Definitely.
But I love this album. Love it. I mean, at that time, I was all about this message. Like, no one understood the shit I listened to, and you just want to, tell them go, fuck all your fake stuff. Like, your stuff won't last. And this is just like, it's even heavier. I mean, it's maybe not heavier, but this is probably in '96 probably the most abrasive album of the year. Yeah,
I was bumping this and Antichrist by Manson like fucking crazy.
Yeah, and 12. And this album is so heavy it makes Antichrist Superstar seem like Jesus Christ Superstar. The play, I mean, that's how abrasive this album is.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, bro.
And I do like Antichrist Superstar. That's a good album.
Oh yeah, love that album.
I mean, we were around when it came out, and these were huge albums. I'm going back to like dabbling into all that stuff, especially not usually a big Smashing Pumpkins guy, but I fell into that double album at the time too, the Infinite Dream.
Melancholy?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, I actually gravitated towards the second disc because it had a lot more heavier shit like Bodies and stuff. Like I always gravitated to the more moodier, darker stuff. But still, none of all that stuff could not touch how wild this album was. It's not even close.
No, not close, brother. Not even close, man. Suicide Note Part 1. Fucking beautiful. Dog, I don't know if it's me, Mike, but that's some Zeppelin shit. That's some Zeppelin shit.
Yeah, like
You
if
know?
you were gonna kill yourself with Led Zeppelin, that's the song. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's some Zeppelin shit right there. Amazing shit, bro. And then Suicide Note Part 2, real fucking heavy. Oh my god.
That is probably their most abrasive song. Just because I remember listening to it to friends like, what the fuck? It's that squeak wah he uses, that where like the whole song. I know it, I love it, but I know it drives certain people I used to be friends with crazy. They're like God, it's so fucking like it hurts my ears. And I think that was the whole point, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Love that shit, man. Then another banger for me, probably my second favorite song is The Underground in America.
Yes, I was hoping you're that one. I know they play, it's kind of like one big song with Sandblasted Skin.
Yeah.
They played Sandblasted live, but Underground America was way better. That one's got such a southern dirt groove, that bow, wow, 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 and just that dun, 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 and that super, I think that guitar, they tuned it down into C. That super low chug through the riffs, through the verses are, oh my god, dude. Yeah, that one's a killer on that one.
It's not for sale anymore. You can get it at the fucking dollar store. Oh my god.
Give it 5 years. You'll retire your piercings.
Yeah. Grimy shit. The lyrics on here, man. Jesus Christ. Incredible, man. I love this album. Fucking amazing. Favorite song, like I said, Tens, but Underground in America, that's number 2 for me. Floods. Floods, yeah. Fucking beautiful, dude. Love Floods, yo.
Kind of a little lyrically, like, kind of feels a little black metal-y, doesn't it, a little bit? Because I know Phil was into it that time.
Yeah.
He was walking around with that Transylvania Hunger t-shirt everywhere he went.
God, do I love that album, too.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, I tend to go Blaze as my ultimate favorite, but that one's close.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. We need to talk about some Doctrine one day too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So Mike, what's your thoughts on the Race on the Trendkill? What are you giving? I'm getting 5 out of 5 again.
I'd probably give this one a 4.8. Very close.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I won't spend too much time because we were kind of rapping together about it, but
good brother.
Like the southern, like the end of Great Southern Trendkill was that bluesy, like southern jam. I was like, oh yeah, it's like the Texas boys throwing down, at the end of that song. A lot of fuzz on all of Phil's vocals. It's definitely, I think it's got such a different feel because not just that he was recording away from the band, how the band was in Texas recording and he was in New Orleans. It's just that they kind of incorporated some more, production from Trent's guys. Like Suicide Part 1, that whole first minute is kind of, it's got a little bit more of industrial, like an instrumental. Even I'll tell you what's a really underrated song. One of my favorites in the whole album is Hell's Wrath.
Yeah, that's a fucking banger too, brother.
Love that, and that's got like a whole little minute section of something you would hear on a 9 Inch Nails album, and then it goes right into just balls out screaming. I love what this album represents at the time it represented it. I love we give no shit. And just about killing trends. I fucking love that. There's something empowering about being involved in something that's, like I said, that's not mainstream, but metal has a lot of, we're a big cult following. And when you get, it's you against the world, when you're 16, you're ready to just, you're ready to take on the world, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You feel everyone. Everything, of course, at that time. You know what I mean? You know it all. Everyone's an idiot. But But this album gives you a lot of fire, a lot of power. Again, I'll probably pick a top 3, but I'm with you. Floods, masterpiece on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. The 3 guitar solos that always pop in my mind with Dime are The Sleep, this one, Floods, and Cemetery Gates. Like, those are his 3 best composed solos. And that outro in Floods, that was something he used to do in a guitar solo back in like in 84, 85. There's videos of it.
Oh, shit. Never knew that, Mike. That's awesome.
Yeah, like when they released those Dime Vision DVDs after he was murdered.
Yeah.
There's all this compiled footage, when Pantera was playing in clubs, and that that whole like little chord progression thing. He's had that for years. He used to throw it in a guitar solo, and they put it at the end of Floods. Also, what's cool if you haven't seen it, Phil, I forgot what year it was, like 2000, I think around 2004, 2006 in that area. He sat down and did like an hour and a half discussion with some woman in like an auditorium full of students in New Orleans, and he talked about this time in particular, how dark it was for him, how he was recording away from the band, and how like, I mean, just if I remember correctly, his glimpse was like the glimpse into his day. He goes, he wouldn't wake up till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Then he'd have to try to, then he was jonesing to get a fix. He'd have to get someone to go. I mean, he couldn't get, he'd get heroin at 8 o'clock. He wouldn't be ready to record until like midnight, 1 o'clock. I mean, guy's life was a mess. It's unbelievable he even lived.
Crazy, man.
But, he OD'd a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, top songs would be Floods, War Nerve. I'm going to put War Nerve up there.
Yeah, that's early in the album. I fucking love that song too, man. Jesus.
Yeah, that one and Underground America. Those are my top 3.
Yeah, Floods is my favorite Dime guitar solo too. Got to throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to argue against any of those. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So they take a huge fucking break. You know what I mean? And this album is special to me, boy. Let me tell you. It'll get a lower score than the others, but it's a banger, and it's a big part of I bought this the same exact day it came out. I was 15 at this time. Jesus Christ. Pantera 2000, Reinventing the Steel. Around a time where I was not liking a lot of the mainstream shit. I like about 2 new metal bands, if that, and fucking that second wave is trash. Besides Mudvayne LD50, which I love, everything else sucks cock. Like Papa Roach and shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Papa Roach would copy Maiden riffs. Like they try to copy Maiden riffs, but they were terrible.
Terrible. Saliva. All that fat shit.
Dude, I remember. It's so funny. I remember those days, man. Like
same, brother.
Those Ozfest, that same when I saw Pantera on. I mean, the whole second stage was like Chauvel. Remember them? Yeah. Kitty, those broads from
yeah, fuck them.
I mean, you name whatever, like Non-Point, all that baloney.
Yeah.
Crazy Town.
Rocking jeans and spiky hair and fuck that shit. It's just that raw shit. And then the title's like Reinventing the Steel. It's how you play metal, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I love this album. Out the gate, Hellbound. Jesus Christ. And Fort Worth, Texas. Oh.
You gonna do the scream? I can't even do it either. It's I got a baby sleeping. I don't want to wake him up. My wife will kill me, bro.
No doubt, brother.
That's why I'm in the basement.
Yeah, man, I feel you. Goddamn Electric, man. Jesus Christ. That is incredible. Knives, Whiskey, and Weed and Black Sabbath. It's goddamn Electric. Love that, man. Great riff.
Yeah, I love that part.
Always should sound fire. I love that.
Got the Kerry King outro solo.
Yeah, Kerry's on there too. Yep.
I mean, we could all tell that was Kerry. That's Dime was. I mean, we all knew that was Kerry.
Yesterday don't mean shit. That's amazing.
Yo, that's how they would open the show out. When I saw them, that's how they started the show with that song. It was like that wow,
Oh,
that was heavy as fuck, dude.
that show was crazy. Power Man 5000 opened. Worcester Palladium, Massachusetts. Power Man 5000 is fucking trash, but
Boom, garbage.
yeah, Pantera killed it though, man. Jeez, I love that. That's why this album's important to me because of that. You know what I mean?
Yo, you
Um,
and me could go on stage without rehearsing and have Power Man 5000 be our opener, and we would sound amazing compared to them. That's
oh
how
yeah,
bad they are.
terrible. My boy Adam was loving it, but I'm like, yo, fuck this shit, bro.
You
I
know,
can't
some
fuck with
people
that.
just get into. You know what? I kind of am envious of people like that because I think they just get into the moment. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, it's got a groove. I can dig it. But I'm just like, oh, this is garbage. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just gotta give a shout out to this girl Stephanie in the chat. She's apparently like she was in bands and shit. She picked up Fenris one time and shit. That's what's up. Shout out to you.
She did?
She
Well,
also
they hook
yeah.
up?
She also called she called us beautiful too. Shout out to you, Stephanie. But
Your
yeah, man.
picture's not even up here, though.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, shout out to, I'm going to her page. She seems legit. You know, she has videos up and shit. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, man. My favorite fucking song on here though is shit, what would it be? It's a single, but I don't give a fuck. Revolution is my name.
Yeah,
That
brother.
Jesus Christ, bro. That video is dope as fuck too. I'm a big Kiss fan. Putting on the Kiss makeup, got the fucking Exorcist poster in the back, showing Bruce Dickinson on TV and shit. Dope as hell. I love that.
I think it's the 2 minutes to midnight video.
Yeah, Power Slave. Jesus Christ, do I love that album. Um, yeah, man, just amazing. This one Phil had long hair and shit. Incredible fucking song. I love that song. We'll grind that axe for a long time. I love that. Um, it makes them disappear. Real dark, grimy fucking song. Overall, this would get a 4.5 for me. You know what I mean? I fucking love it though, but it's probably my least favorite. But it holds that special memory because the only time I seen them live and shit. So yeah, man, I love this album, but it's my least favorite. But yeah, Listen is my name, my favorite song. Banger of an album. I fucking love it though. Definitely, probably my favorite metal album of 2000. I would say around that time, mainstream wise, anyway. That's my thoughts
Uh,
on reinventing the steel, Mike.
yeah. So this one, I kind of put this in the holy trinity of Pantera albums with Cowboys, Far Beyond, and then this one was. I mean, I got it right away, but this one was a grower where, like, the more I listened to it, like, I tell you what, I Cast a Shadow. I mean,
Oh
it's
god.
such like a prophetic song to end their career with, but that song is so heavy in the middle that chug, 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 chug. I mean, that makes me want to just take the beer bottle and just bap it right across the computer I'm on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like when I saw them do that song live, like Phil was almost doing like death metal, like right when that riff would come in, and you just wanted to. I mean, you just wanted to kill somebody.
Oh
You
yeah.
just. But this album, yeah, I remember. I mean, because I was a senior in high school, so I was at that point. I mean, I was a big boy. I was waking myself up in the morning. Didn't have my parents come, so I used to have like I was like an old man at like 18, 17. I would literally have my. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but that's like 18 years ago. So when I don't know if you were the same way, but like I'd get up in the morning with like those radio alarm clocks. I'd have it set to my local rock station here because they'd always play like a Pantera song in the morning and then Howard Stern. So that's how I would get ready for my day before school. So yeah, they played the hell out of in my local market, which was surprising. Revolution is my name, and then just that riff, that I mean,
Oh yeah.
dude, how can you not deny this whole album is killer, man. We'll grind that axe for a long time. Very similar to Great Southern Trendkill, you know, lyrically, thematically, hey man, we're still gonna, every trend that dies is living proof that we're gonna grind that axe for a long time. Death Rattle.
Oh, Death Rattle is brutal, son.
This
Oh
to
my God.
me feels like if Great Southern Trendkill was more like had that more distinct Pantera sound, like the trademark Pantera sound, like we were talking about from Vulgar. They're like, let's make it a little more extreme. This to me is a similar album than Great Southern Trendkill to me, but it's the production's a little bit better. I feel it's the band itself is more cohesive. I feel.
Oh yeah, you can just hear it.
I think Phil's was in better shape when they recorded it. Now, when they went on the road, he fell into old demons again. But you could tell, like, the spirits of the band, they were definitely on fire. Like, not just angry, but on fire, here to prove a point. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. This is right up there. This is just under, as personal favorites, Cowboys and Far Beyond Driven.
Oh, I'm not gonna like though. It's incredible.
It's
Definitely.
hard, yeah. Like, I mean, I know you said like Cowboys your least favorite, but like we're splitting hairs, kind of.
Oh yeah.
So like top 3 songs easily. I'll Cast a Shadow is probably my favorite song on this album, and then it's so hard to pick these songs, dude. It's so hard to pick like 3 favorites, but I'll go with definitely Revolution is my name, and Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. Oh yeah, those are probably my top 3 in this one. But it's just such a shame that this was it. This was it, man.
Hell yeah, brother. It's the last album from them, man. And then I know you got. I don't want to take too much of your time, Mike. But
no, I'm good, man. I'm good. If you want to talk,
right,
yeah,
brother.
we can talk.
Yeah, let's talk about Dime's death and all that. But I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's throw my camera on right quick. I might look like shit because it's a small ass tablet. But do you have this, brother?
Oh yeah, I got
videos from hell.
Yeah. I think I'm looking across my room here. Yeah, I have that. I had them on VHS too. I got them, dude. This back in the days of eBay. I'd eBay all the VHS. Like I would find the rare Maiden like 12 Wasted Years one that was out of print. But yeah,
I watched shit on YouTube and shit. Yeah.
So I had that. Then I got I had the 3 individual. And then I got the all 3 together. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to rent the Cowboys one from Blockbuster all the fucking time in the late 90s. Remember that shit?
Dude, I remember renting videos in like high school and college. Like I literally, like, if I had a date and a girl was coming over to watch a movie because I used to have my own place, I would literally rent the movie that had the longest run time just so that they would hang out longer, essentially. That's how much of a nerd I was.
No, that's just like...
I remember those days.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, those were the days, brother. But do you remember the exact day where you were at when Dom died? Because I do.
Yep, absolutely. And I heard about it at like I was working at a place called Lowe's. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Oh yeah.
Homeware. So I was I just finished college. I went to a 2-year school for communications, and I was kind of just, I was in my early 20s and I was figuring out what I wanted to do. I was playing in bands quite extensively, was pretty serious in one band. So I took a job where I'd work Monday through Friday and have the weekends off to gig and stuff.
Yeah.
But the trick was I was like a receiver. So we'd get the trucks in the morning. So I'd be working 4 a.m. to 1 in the afternoon, go home, take a nap, from about like 2 to 5, 2 to 6, go to my friend's house, jam all night because they were, going to school. So we'd jam until like 2 in the morning, drive to work, sleep in the parking lot for a few hours, and go back into work. That's literally what I did. So I remember Damage Plan came to a club near me called Northern Lights at the time. And I was like, I was pumped. Like when I heard that Dime and Vinny were doing something, I'm like, it's going to be great. It's Dime and Vinny. How bad could it be? I don't care who they have. And when I first heard Pat Lashman was going to be part of it, I thought, from Halford, I thought he was going to play guitar. And I'm like, that'd be kind of cool because, that guy shreds. As a vocalist, he doesn't do a ton for me. Yeah. And when I got the album, I was disappointed in it. It wasn't what I expected from those two guys. And I understand, look, I don't hate on them for it. I understand like they were trying to do something different. You know, they had a lot of ill will about Phil, and you know, Phil dicked them around for a few years. Like, you know, they're like, we want to do another Pantera album. Let's do it. So Damage Plan, long story short, Damage Plan came, and I was like, I'm gonna skip it because, like, again, I was working at 4 a.m. I was like, and I didn't know how much of the Pantera stuff they would play, and I was like, I'll see them the next time around. Maybe the next album will be a little bit better. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe it might grab me a little bit more. And that was a week before he got killed. So that, like, he came through, you know, then they were heading towards the Midwest. And then I get to work at 4 o'clock, and my boss, who was also into the same kind of music I was, like, hey, Mike, did you hear Dimebag was killed? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, how was he killed? They're on tour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, what, their bus crashed? He's like, no, he was shot on stage. And, like, I couldn't at that time. Well, now, you know, everything's so crazy. People get shot going to work. But at that time, it was unheard. I mean, I couldn't fathom that someone would go on stage and shoot somebody playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, you were there. I mean, okay. I mean, now it would, as sad as it is, it wouldn't shock me, considering what happened in France. You know what I mean? And that happened right around my birthday a few years ago. The whole terror attacks in France, you know, with Eagles of Death Metal. It's funny. It didn't happen on my birthday, but my wife at the, you know, my wife threw me a birthday party out, and we were at this place. I'm like, what the hell's going on in France? 50, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't shock me now, but at that time, I couldn't fathom it. I just, no. I was like, wait, what? He was killed on, and then instantly I regretted not going, not being able to see them one more time. It was a huge, man, I mean, it was that one hurt because, again, I'm still in my early 20s, and this band, you know, got me through my formative years. And I'm not saying, like, you know, I was always, I feel, pretty well-adjusted kid. I had friends, but, you know, you know, when you listen to a certain kind of music, especially this, you're kind of an outsider sometimes. Like, I played sports, so for my music friends, I was too much of a jock. For my friends that I played sports with, I was too, quote unquote, gay because I liked music. You know what I mean? So that this band meant a lot to me. Like, those early Metallica records mean to me, and those early Iron Maiden records. Those albums, like what I was telling you before we went live, you know, I just was able to see Metallica for the first time, which is crazy to me because they were one of my early loves. But when they played, like, Sanitarium, I wasn't just in the crowd going, oh my God, I love this song. It hit me on a level that it's hard to describe, because I literally remember sitting in my room at 12, 13 with the record, just studying these albums like they were like my homework. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's such a deep connection. Like, and my brother's my brother's actually your age. He's 2.5 years younger than I am. Yeah. And he was like, he went with me, and he was like, dude, I can't believe they're playing, like, Creep in Death. And on the way home, you know, he's like saying, he goes, dude, those songs, like, it's not just I was excited to hear those songs. It hits you on such a deep level that you don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, it's an emotional thing in a way. Oh, yeah. So that's my long story about the whole Dime thing. But yeah, still shocks me. Great story. Still shocks me, though, you know?
Yeah, brother. Love how you broke that down, man. Very interesting, man. Like, with me, I was 19, man. I fucking stood back in the 3rd grade because of my math. I was trash in math. I was like the oldest motherfucker in high school. I was like 19 and shit when I graduated. So I'm coming home, and my girlfriend at the time, Tasha, she's like, did you hear about Dimebag Darrell? I'm like, no. Like, he died. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah, so, exactly.
CNN had it on there, and my uncle hits me up. My uncle told me, my uncle is a Dimebag. He loves Dimebag. It's one of his fucking gods. You know what I mean? So we were talking about that, what happened, and I was just blown the fuck away. I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it, man. I was just like stunned. You know, and I fucking cried. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, dude. Like, I worship this fucking band, man. Those lyrics, like I said, they're embedded in my fucking heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like going back and listening to like Hollow after this was rough, just because of the playing too. Like, there's such like melancholy in the playing. I'm with you, dude. Like, it was, I couldn't. It's hard to like. It's like losing someone who kind of like was. It's almost like losing a good friend that like was with you through your bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Dimebag was like, you wasn't some fucking stuck-up rock star. Like, if you met that motherfucker at an in-store or something, he's gonna do a shot of Crown with you, man. He'd do some fucking black tooth grin with you, dude. He wasn't some fucking rock star shit. He was like one of the boys, man. And just fucking heartbreaking, man, about his death. Um, like me being a depressed motherfucker that I am. I had so much fucked up bad shit happen in my life. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I said it on the show billions of times, like from my ex-girlfriend Amanda, like lying said she had a miscarriage, but she aborted my fucking child behind my back. Like that broke my fucking heart. And Pantera got me through that. You know
I remember,
what I mean?
not to cut you off, but I remember you talking about that, and like I felt for you, dude. Like, because you always hear like, oh, having kids changed your life, but I never, not to get too like, we're gonna get pretty emotional here, but like, you don't realize how much you love something until I had my son. Your whole world changes for the good too. Yeah, it's stressful. It can be overwhelming at times, but like I look at him and like you can never ever duplicate that bond that you have automatically with something, like, you know what I mean? So because I think we were talking around Father's Day, you gave me a shout out.
Yeah.
And it was weird. I was telling my wife and my dad, I'm like, everyone's saying Happy Father's Day, and I'm not used to it because I'm like, this isn't my holiday, because it's my first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you were telling me about that, I mean, I felt for you, dude. Like, I really, and that's, you and I always get along online, and that's why I wanted to do something with you, because you and I are cut from the same cloth. I feel we're very similar. And also, real quick about real quick about the Dime thing. My brother and I are very close, like how Vinny is with his brother. My brother plays guitar. I don't know how I could ever go, like, if I saw my brother get murdered in front of me, I don't know how that is another reason why I took that very hard too, because it was so personal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those two guys reminded me of me and my brother a lot, obviously, and it really hit home. Like, I don't like the whole thing about we can talk about Pantera stuff, about how Vinny not forgiving Phil. After a while, I hoped he would have, but as a man and as someone with a brother, and if that happened to me, I don't blame him for not. I don't blame him for, even though I didn't like Hell Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that stuff, but I didn't blame Vinny for wanting to just be happy and play with people he wanted to play with. You know what I mean? Like, it sucked that we didn't get them to kind of reunite with maybe, the Zach Wild rumors or whatever. But as someone who has a brother, and imagining if I witnessed my own brother getting shot in front of me, I understand. Like, I understood where he was coming from. Like, it sucked for me as an objective fan, but like, I wish they would bury the hatchet, but I got it on the same, you know what I mean? I didn't hate him for it. Like, all the internet trolls are like, just get over it. Dude,
yeah.
I don't know how you get over that.
Real, he's seen his brother get fucking murdered in front of him, man. Like, how do you get over that? And Jesus Christ, like I said, I fucking cried because, they told me to be strong, stronger than all, strength beyond strength, chin up, motherfucker, and their music just shaped me to be the man who I am today. You know what I mean? That's why it was hard for me to see Phil do that white power shit. That really pissed me the fuck off, but I learned to forgive him because I don't think he mean anything by it. You know what I mean? To be honest, they're my life, Pantera. In my top 5. No, I would have said that. Top 10.
I think Phil tries to be funny, and I think the more he kind of indulges in whatever he's doing,
yeah,
he's kind of. understand them because I'm sarcastic and I can make irreverent jokes. And, you tell those jokes to the wrong people and instantly it's a problem. Where like you and I could probably bag on each other for, like you and I could probably have a conversation and jokingly bag on each other for being stereotypical black or white. And it would be all good. It'd be funny.
Yeah, me and Ian do that shit.
Exactly. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like an outsider, someone who doesn't, and I think you and I, obviously, like at some, when I was young, I was in a pretty, not great neighborhood. So you kind of, you learn, I think it's hard for me to explain, but I think you and I would have like that connection. Like, no, this is a good dude. Like, even if people, you meet people that are rough around the edges, be like, this is a good guy. This is a real good guy, like deep down.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happens with Phil, but it just comes across weird.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. But yeah, man, R.I.P. Dimebag, R.I.P. Vinnie Paul, the fucking Abbott brothers. May they rest in peace. Salute to them.
Yeah,
salute to Pantera. Yeah. Like, I don't want to let you, if you want to bullshit some more, Mike, but I'll let you go, bro, if you want, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're a father, you're a husband, so I'll let you go, my dude.
No, I'm good. I mean, if you got some more stuff, we can definitely break some stuff down. I'm good right now.
Oh, all right, brother. Edgar, you got any questions? Any metal questions, man, for Mike?
Yeah, I'm like a nerd, so feel free.
Yeah, Edgar knows his shit, man. He always asks me metal questions all the time. Besides my boy Reggie, I'm the only metalhead on this fucking show. So, I know I'm like really deep into this shit. So, yeah, man. Like he talks about Doctrine. I know, Edgar, you love Doctrine, man.
Oh yeah.
Unholy Trinity and shit like that, man.
I don't think those guys have toured in like 10 years. It's only like 2 of them.
Yeah, Nocturnal Occulta and Fenris, man.
It's funny how those guys really don't tour and still have such a following. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Speaking of that stuff, I worship the first like 2 Dissection albums. They're the perfect blend of black metal and like the melodic Swedish metal that would come forward.
Oh yeah. Soulside Journey and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was talking about like Dissection. Like those. That's an.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was another band that just like the Slumber Lane and oh my god, Storm of the Lights Bane. Whew, those are albums you can have a few beers to and just kind of chill out with headphones and just get lost.
Hell yeah, bro! I gotta check that out. Out.
Yeah, I think you'd dig it a lot for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But Darkthrone for me, it's Soulside, even though it's a death metal album.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that. But for me, Unholy Trinity and the fucking Panzerfaust, dude. Oh my god.
That one gets overlooked a lot because it comes after the Unholy Trinity, but that's a great one too.
Yeah, 96, 95, 96. I'm right. I think it's 96. Maybe 95. I'm kind of up in the air with that.
I think it's 96. I think.
I own it too. I own the fucking CD. I know I own it.
I just love the fact that the Unholy Trinity albums, literally the album covers was just like each album was like one of the dudes in the band. Like I just thought it was weird.
Yeah, because you had those Ed Repka covers. You know what I mean? And the death metal and thrash metal. And then you got some fucking dude in corpse paint in the forest and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I watched this whole thing about like Norwegian black metal, and they were talking about they actually were not calling it black metal. They just were doing like a more necro. They called it like a necro death metal. They wanted it, to sound even more like death.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got coined after that. But yeah, Immortal too, man. Immortal's done it all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love Immortal. The albums of Demonized is my favorite, though. You know what I mean?
That new album is really good. Without a Bath, it sounds still like Immortal, I tell you.
I gotta check that out, man. I know it came out like the summer of this year. Yeah. I gotta check it out. Yeah, man. I listened to Diabolical Full Moon Mythicism. I think we were talking about that. And Jesus, what a fucking album, man.
Yeah, it gets a lot of jokes because that one song was it the curse or whatever that was. has got that really goofy video, and even Battles in the North has a goofy video.
Yeah, they're in the snow, shirtless and shit.
Yeah, it was on the top of a mountain. Raven Dark, Mighty Raven Dark, right? Was that
Yeah.
this?
Oh my god, just it sounds like Satan himself with those fucking vocals with a bath, man. And Demonizer guitar playing. Battles in the North is psychotic. I fucking love that album. The playing in that, like that's that cold winter fucking right across with a sword, Masters of the Universe type shit, man. It just gives you that barbaric feeling. Oh man,
I love a boss like frog type. They sound like a frog. His vocals are weird.
Yeah,
like croaky as shit.
Yeah.
Also, Immortal. I mean, Emperor. Their first few albums are just amazing.
Me and Ralph talking about that shit. I love that first album. Amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Death metal for me, dude. It doesn't go no farther than the late 80s, early 90s for me, man. I can't really get into this new shit. That's just me, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely gravitate towards the original stuff, but there are bands that I like now, like Hate Eternal, Nile.
I like Nile, yes.
I've seen them a few times. They're really good. Behemoth, I like. They're kind of blackened death metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the early stuff is hard because it's kind of thrashy. It's got its like. If we're talking about American death metal, I'm gonna give all the props to Death. Right? They're the godfathers of it. But I'm just talking about like personal favorites though. When we're talking about the big four, because Death isn't even mentioned in the big four death metal, which is weird. You know what I mean? But if I were picking American bands as like my favorites, is probably Deicide 1. I just love that they were the first that really brought that satanic image, and you know what I mean? Unrelenting.
Oh yeah.
2-3 minute songs, and then I would say a band that gets overlooked a ton, Suffocation. Oh, you want to talk about a heavy fucking band, dude? Suffocation is brutal. And then like Morbid Angel and Death are right there, right underneath it, probably for me.
The David Vincent albums for me, dude. Oh my god. Blessed Are the Sick, bro. Jesus Christ.
It's hard to pick a favorite, but I probably lean towards Altars as my favorite.
Altars 89, man. Jesus.
But they were kind of a band that, you know, did like Altars is very thrashy. Blessed was way slow pace, you know. And then Covenant, oh my god, that one I might take that. I know it's blasphemous, but it's kind of like a great mix of the two, and I kind of would put that over Blessed. It's tough though, but dude, I mean, I'm splitting hairs.
93, man. That fucking God of Emptiness, die for me faithfully. Oh my god, dude, I love that shit.
And I like. Oh yeah, every time I see them, they open the show with that, and it's so fucking heavy. With when it was Pete Sandoval drumming the shit out of it. Oh yeah,
that was fucking crazy.
Did you ever get into Vital Remains when Glenn Benton did some of their stuff?
I never got into them, bro. I'll keep it a buck. I never got into them.
They're pretty cool to check out. Yeah, definitely.
I'll check them out, brother.
But yeah, I didn't get much into like the scene that really annoyed me next to hardcore was deathcore.
Oh.
Where guys would literally play 2 really heavy riffs and then do a sweep on their guitar and then do a breakdown. You know, like what was it? I remember a band like everyone was coming all over was like Beneath the Massacre and shit like that. And it just was so fucking boring to me.
You ever see the movie Falling Down, Mike, with Michael Douglas in 93?
Yeah, it's what Man on the Edge is about from Maiden. Yeah.
You know that skinhead that takes out the snow globe? Faggot shit. That's what I think about that.
Yeah.
That's what I think about metalcore and deathcore. Faggot shit. I can't stand it, bro. Oh.
It just attracts like the worst of the worst fans, usually. Yeah. Like death metal, black metal, regular metal. You go to those real metal shows and everyone's pretty chill, but you go to these fucking like, you know who? I mean, I do like Dying Fetus, but they bring a lot of those fans out too because they have a lot of that slow breakdown shit.
I can't get into Dying. I know you said you like them. We talked about that online too, Mike, but I just can't rock with them dudes. But Yeah, there's that deathcore, metalcore shit. It's like contrived fucking bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Like with metal, I keep my shit raw, gully, the real grimy shit, man. That's what I fuck with. And I love some lighter stuff too, of course. Like Kiss is up my favorite, one of my favorite bands ever. But for the most part, I can't really rock with new metal. I just need to look, find good new metal bands to check them out.
And you know what? Like, I tend to like innovate. Like, I didn't mind the metal quote unquote core scene. Like, I thought the first few Shadow Swell albums were really good. It's just when everyone starts doing the same thing, it gets boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, a band that came out of that was really, was kind of like a grindcore band was Beneath the Buried in Me. I mean, their first couple albums were okay, but they started going to like Dream Theater, proggy ambient, and I kind of really dug that. Like, it was very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the new thing. There's a new band that's kind of gent. Is that how it's pronounced? Gent, right?
Gent? Yeah, I heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, that style. There's a band, now I'm blanking out, but kind of in that style that if you're original, I can get down with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, the Contortionists. Like, they're kind of, they're different. Like, they're proggy in a way and shit like that. But yeah, Steph knows about Vital Remains. I've seen them like a shitload of times. I've been waiting 10 years for a new album.
Steph mentioned Acid Bath too. I fucking love Acid Bath.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool for sure.
Yeah, and the Kite String Pops and Pagan Terrorism Tactics. Oh my god, love that shit. I'm a big Acid Bath fan, and like I'm a big fan of like doom metal, sludge metal shit too. So,
my favorite doom band, probably Candlemass. I mean,
oh Mike, if I could give you fucking long distance daps, I would.
Fucking God.
Oh man.
I listen to Nightfall at least once a week.
Oh, dude. Me and Ruff talking about that shit. Ancient Dreams, bro. Jesus.
It's hard. Like, if I'm picking my favorite, I know Nightfall is a better album, but I think the first album, Epicus, is probably my favorite, though.
Yeah.
Demon's Gate. Oh, my God, dude.
Yo, Mike, those fucking riffs, bro. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, but
Omi's kids and shit.
The Well of Souls. Oh my God, when it goes into that like down, that trill part, that's that gives you goosebumps, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Makes my fucking dick hard, no homo. Jesus Christ. I don't even
care if it was. I'm into it.
Hell yeah. I listen to that shit a lot, Mike. Because Sabbath are my fucking god. That's why I love Ralph so fucking much, man. Before I discovered him in like 2012, there was no one on YouTube talking about Sabbath. And Sabbath was my favorite band since I was 10.
Which is crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? But Candlemass, dude, oh my god. And Messiah, he's not on Epicus, but that's my second favorite, dude.
He's actually back in the band, that original singer.
Oh, he is? He's back?
Yeah, I saw, because I follow them on Facebook, because, Messiah hasn't been there for a while.
Yeah.
And they had another guy, I forgot his name, but he was pretty good, though. But the original singer, I'm blanking on his name, of course, but he is actually back with Candlemass, and I want them to do a new album with him, because I bet you it'd be dope.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I worship them. Electric Wizard, they're fucking dope. The first couple of albums, Dope Throne and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking love that.
But again, for me, I'm very selective in a way, like, because some of these guys just get very, everything's like generic after a certain point. Everything is, like everyone just does the same thing. Like Candlemass, yeah, is doomy, but they have a very unique sound. Like, they're not just doom. They have a lot of melody. You can hear a little bit of a Maiden influence with them, with some of the harmonies and stuff. Because their song, Life, the songwriter, the bass player, huge Maiden fan and Sabbath fan. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. Like, you put your own spin on it. I don't want to hear, if I want to hear another band that sounds like Candlemass, I'm just going to listen to Candlemass because they have better songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of Maiden and Sabbath, to me, dude, I don't give a fuck if this comes off as elitist. I don't give a fuck. if you claim to be a metalhead and you don't like Sabbath, Maiden, or Priest, you're not
a
metal,
metalhead.
son.
No, you're not.
That's the holy trinity. That's those three. Jesus Christ, they're my top 5 easily.
I shit you not. Bill Wang.
Yeah,
And he's got
my boy.
And he's got like a gazillion pages on Facebook. So on his one Kiss 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 page, they always have like a album battle or like rate a song. So, Bill's a huge Metallica guy. And I don't love the Load albums, but like wasn't, but if there are songs on there, I'm not going to front. There are songs on there I like. Oh, yeah. It's not like Metallica to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But he put Fight Fire with Fire up, right? Rate it 1 to 10. I'm like 1,000,000 easily, 1,000. There's some rando guy who's it's probably halfway around the world, speaks broken English. Some Roberto guy gives it like a 3, and I just put this GIF of like what? So then, why this is sticking in my head is because then earlier they had a battle between 2 albums. It was 2 trash albums. It was Hysteria.
Oh Lord.
And I can't remember, but like another album that was like an absolute joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some fucking faggoty rat shit or something. Yeah. They love rat over there. Oof.
They go 8 for it.
I don't like they're overrated. Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean Molly Crue is so overrated on that board too. You know how it goes.
I like 3 albums from them, and after that, fuck off.
See, me, I was like my early bands were like for metal were like Metallica, Megadeth, Maiden, Priest. So I was I was ingrained with that like
real shit.
I hate the glam like the gay LA music thing that Dave Mustaine said. So to me, it was like a battle cry, and it's like 1998. It's over, but I'm still fighting the war. I'm like Rambo. I'm still out there.
Oh yeah.
So I like Shout the Devil's the first album, right? From Crew.
Second. The first is Too Fast for Love.
Oh yeah, that one I think Shout is probably better. Like it's got some songs like they're okay. But like when I compare what Shout to Ride the Lightning, I mean they're not even on the same planet to me. But you have these guys who will tell you like all-time classic songs or 4s, but they'll give Look What the Cat Dragged In a 10. I can't trying to be an elitist, but I'm not going to take you seriously.
Oh no, fuck that Poison shit, fag shit. And Mike, I tell it like it is. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, like, and I'm not like a guy who's like, oh, you like just heavy stuff. I mean, some of my favorite Queensryche stuff are the like a band like Queensryche. I don't need them to be heavy for me to like them. Like I like their songwriting, I like their melody, but like some of these guys, like, I mean, they'll pick any Kiss album over any classic album in the world, which is also insane. You know what I mean? They'll take.
Dude, I'm with you. And Kiss is my second favorite band. I'm with you.
They'll take Asylum over Power Slave, which is an absolute joke.
I want to fucking long distance punch you in the fucking jaw.
I mean, it's crazy what goes on. It's mostly on Bill's Kiss 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 board. Like anytime anyone goes against Kiss, like right now, look, I'm looking it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Judas Priest, Stained Glass versus Kiss, Creatures of the Night. And this is a Kiss album I like. I'm not the biggest Kiss fan.
Yeah.
I like Creatures, but these 2 albums aren't on the same planet, in my opinion.
Stained Glass wipes its fucking ass, and I love Creatures, but Jesus.
But, dude, it's crazy on this page. It's so bad. I'm just like flicking through it, and it's just insane. I gotta find this album battle for you real quick. Like, here's a good album battle: Power Edge versus Van Halen 1. That's a good battle.
That's great. 78, I think. Both are 78.
Here it is. It was Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls versus Hysteria. Like, I want to throw both of them in the fire.
Yeah, let me throw the fuck up on both them albums, man. Wipe my fucking ass with them. Oh, God.
But I got a guy telling me that Girls, Girls, Girls is better than anything that Metallica ever did. I'm like, I just have to tune out at that point because I get nuts. You know what I mean?
Yo, dude, get a fucking chair, get a rope, hang yourself, because you're bugging.
Yo, and I'm a huge fan of songwriters like Elton John. I think Elton John's a genius.
Oh yeah, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, like it's not that I need to have heavy music all the time, but it's like when Def Leppard did all that commercial shit, Motley Crue, it was very contrived. It's uninspired bullshit music. Now, say what you will about what Metallica did with Load and Reload. You may not like it, but I will give them credit in the sense that I feel it was honest.
Yeah.
And I felt Metallica has always been, and same thing with Dave Mustaine. They're kind, those two bands essentially created a genre of heavy metal, and usually innovators outgrow the scene that they start, and so they're always going to lose fans. But I would always say those two bands, whether they made missteps or not, were honest and tried to make albums that they really wanted to make.
Their recent albums I fucking adore, Mike. The Dystopia and Hardwired, Jesus Christ.
Great. I'm totally Metallica. I mean, Megadeth's been very consistent, I think, in 2000s. Like, I thought United Abominations was great. Endgame was great. Like, they've just been putting out some really good records lately.
Endgame is fucking dope. I fuck with Endgame heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking your Rust in Peace review with the boys was excellent. You know what I mean? I'm so happy I have the OG press of Rust. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do too. I had to go. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah. I'm not more of a CD guy than vinyl. I want some vinyl, but I want to move into my own home instead of an apartment to get vinyl because I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment, very small place. And I have over 4,000 fucking CDs. My Instagram, I show all my metal, all my rock. I mean, my metal, rock, hip hop. I want to get some vinyl, but yeah, I got the 1990 press of Rust in Peace. Fucking worship that album. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
my favorite.
It's my favorite, but I mean, if you were to tell me Peace sells, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I got the OGs of all those CDs. Not fuck those remasters.
I will say the Peace remaster, Peace sells was good. I thought
Dave don't fuck with it.
It's remixed. No, he doesn't like mess with his vocals, but it's remixed in a sense where you hear Gar a little bit more, which was really cool.
Yeah, Gar Samuelson. I think it's crazy that fucking 2002 Killing Is My Business. That was on like Loud Records, a hip hop label. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. Like Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep was on there and shit. But you got this Killing Is My Business remaster on there. That's fucking awesome. I have that.
The album it sounded like finally powerful. That Yeah.
I gotta have the OG Euthanasia too because the remaster don't have like the disc art is different. I'm a nerd with physical media, Mike.
Me too.
The disc art is different, so I have to have the OG '94 Euthanasia. Love Megadeth, man. Fucking worship those guys.
Yeah, me too. I mean, and you and I had the conversation about Anthrax, how we both they're easy at the bottom of the big four for me. Like for me, it's probably it's tough between. It's really tough. But I have a hard time choosing between Megadeth and Metallica because they're so different and yet they're so intertwined. I would say Megadeth probably never made an album as great as Master of Puppets, but I would say I think Megadeth is generally a little bit more consistent for what I like.
But I can agree with that.
I'd probably put Metallica 1 just because of their impact. And like for me, like we were talking, I think Master of Puppets maybe and Maiden's my favorite band, but Master of Puppets may be my favorite album of all time.
Oh my god.
It's just a perfect album.
Probably. It's beautiful, dude.
Dude, and Orion, like the whole middle section.
God. Cliff.
They were going to put that on, that whole bass part when it goes into that like really melodic guitar harmony. That was going to be on the end of Sanitarium originally. I
need that 3-disc remaster. I need that in life.
I'm going to get the box. I've been getting all the boxes. I can't help myself.
Yeah, son. I'm kind of broke, so I'll get
I hear you.
I'll get the 3-disc, but those boxes are fucking dope, man.
Yeah, man. But so I mean, I would probably put Metallica 1, Megadeth a close second.
Yeah.
Slayer third. I love Slayer, and it's not a knock to Slayer. It's just like Megadeth, Metallica, like Slayer is like, you know what you're getting. It's like chocolate ice cream. You love it every time. I get it.
Yeah.
I eat it. I love it. But Metallica and Megadeth were like, let's say thrash metal is chocolate ice cream. They're like, ooh, but we're going to do a little bit of this. Did you know thrash could be like this? Did you know you could do that? You know, I mean, they kept pushing. Like, Rust in Peace is an insane thrash album. It's probably the most insane guitar album I've ever heard in my life.
Oh
One
my
of
God.
them.
Incredible, man.
And it's not like thrash in the way that you would think thrash is. It's like if thrash was played at like Mach 10 with the most technical players you'd ever find. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I would put those two bands over Slayer. Even though Slayer is very consistent, I just the impact Metallica Megadeth had, I think was a little bit more profound.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm with you on that one too.
And I would even put Anthrax. I mean, I don't know why Anthrax isn't in top 4, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they can fuck off.
There's so many other bands that were way better, like Testament, Death Angel, Overkill. I'd put any one of those bands in. If you want an East Coast band, I'll put Overkill in. Overkill destroys Anthrax.
Oh yeah, Horoscope over the whole fucking discography. How about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and people go, what about the John Bush era? I don't like it, dude. I like Armored Saint. I don't like fucking
I agree.
Anthrax and Bush, dude. I just don't like it, yo. I don't like it, dude.
I'll take Symbol Salvation over every Anthrax record easily.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Definitely. I don't know. It's just something about that corny. I don't know.
It seems forced.
Yeah.
Bring the Noise, all that baloney. Like when they did that with
Public Enemy. And I love hip hop and metal, but that's cool and all, but don't mix it up. Like, ugh, I don't know.
But I mean, you're really entrenched in hip hop. But even from an outsider who liked it, dabbled in it a little bit, I always viewed Public Enemy because of Flavor Flav as a little jokey. Oh, so they were already. I mean, Flavor himself.
He was a fucking crackhead too, so that's probably why. Yeah.
You know, we see him up in my neck of the woods up here because he's got some kids up here. Every once in a while. Shit. Yeah. Like I saw him at a bowling alley one time. I mean, that dude is literally like the size of my phone. He's this big. He's the weirdest looking guy. He's got like the worst cornrows.
Oh man, yeah, old as shit too. Jesus Christ. Shout out to Flavor Flav, but goddamn.
Oh my, yeah, I hear you, dude. But so I mean, I don't know. It's just Anthrax was. I don't know. It's not like I just don't get down with them. I didn't get it,
you, brother. Yeah, the hip hop that I don't know, you might like it, Mike, is Necro, Ill Bill, and Vinny Paz. They're metalheads to the core, and they reference metal, and I'm not just talking some corny shit like I'm allowed like an electric guitar or something. No, they be saying like Chuck Schuldiner in their rhymes and fucking Jeff Becerra from Possessed and shit. You know what I mean? So.
Is this that guy from Brooklyn or whatever?
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn. Yeah.
No, I'm just Googling it, so when we get off, and I'm going to check this out for sure.
Yeah, they always mention metal. Every fucking rhyme, it seems.
But, one of his albums looks like it's a Death cover, essentially.
Is that Prefix for Death, right?
Yeah.
Ed Repka did that. Ed Repka, shout out to him. He did Leprosy, too. Jesus Christ, do I love that album, too. Jesus.
That's probably my favorite Death album.
I'm with you, brother. Pull the plug, Jesus Christ.
Why don't you? Oh my God.
Pull the plug. Let me pass away. Oh my God, I love that shit.
Yeah, I unfortunately I never got to see Death because Chuck passed away when I was a freshman in college, I believe. And I was just getting into since I'm a drummer, Richard Christie. I was like, because he was on a
He's on Howard Stern and shit.
Well, yeah, but I was aware of him because I'm a huge Iced Earth nerd. Fucking John Schaefer's. You want to talk about rhythm guitar gods? It's like James Hetfield, John Schaefer, Dave Mustaine. Like those are my three. And Mike Amott is a great player from Arch Enemy too. He's like in that mold, but he was on the Horror Show album. I'm like, who is this guy with this wicked fast double bass? And then I found out he played in this band called Death. And then I went to go see Iced Earth. And remember, like 03, 04. I had my own apartment, college kid, so it's not like we have like the iPhones where you have the internet wherever you go. You don't always hear the news. So I went to go see Ice Earth locally, and I'm like, oh, that's the drummer from Halford. Like, and I stopped listening to Stern at that time because I just was so busy with stuff. And then someone's like, oh yeah, he's got a job with Howard Stern. I'm like, why would he do that? Like, he's an amazing drummer, but I didn't realize how little he was probably getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome, Richard Christie is a monster. You want to talk about a monster drummer? Holy shit.
Shout out Perseverance, man.
Oh my God. All the random time changes and shit in that.
Yeah, Spirit Crusher and shit, dude.
Yeah, that's the one that's got like those weird like freeform metal jazz parts in it. It feels like.
Yeah. A lot of the the metal purists that just like the hard, crazy shit. They don't like they like from like what Scream Bloody Gore up to like fucking spiritual, and after that they shit on everything else.
Oh, I love like Sound of Perseverance, Symbolic.
Symbolic, Crystal Mountain, Jesus Christ.
Andy LaRoque from King Diamond played on some of those albums, and he produced them.
He's on Individual
Slaughter, and he's also on Slaughter of the Soul.
Yeah.
He plays the guitar solo in the title track. Or no, in Cold, the one Cold, sorry.
Cold, yeah, it's all good, brother.
Which that song is about Menace to Society, I'm pretty sure. Which is awesome. Weird. Yeah.
Love that fucking movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember that one too.
Hell yeah. Amazing shit. Yeah, pull the plug. I love that song, Stephanie. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Stephanie knows what's up.
Oh yeah, she's cool. I never seen her before, man. Shout out to Steph.
Yeah, shout out.
My ex-girlfriend's in the chat. Shout to her.
Who's that? Blonde baby?
Yeah.
Is it the one you were complaining about earlier or no?
Oh no, that's Amanda. She's a fucking cunt. Yeah, I would never talk to a bitch that aborted my kid, brother. Fuck all that.
You get blocked from the street.
Oh yeah, blocked. She blocked for life. She blocked on everything,
Oh, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had a really great time tonight. Like, you and I were able to go deep about like a lot of stuff, which I love.
Hell yeah, brother. If you're anytime you're free, you're welcome back on because you're fucking incredible, bro. Like, your shit. I love talking to you.
No, I appreciate it, man. Same here. I mean, right back at like we'll definitely hook up again. Because I definitely, I love talking music. So anytime, anything you got in mind you want to throw my way, go for it, and then we'll work out a time.
Oh yeah, brother, and I'll make sure I'll do it on the tablet because I don't want shit freezing again. But thank you, chat. I appreciate it, Stephanie. You're the fucking shit. Shout out to my nigga Edgar. Shout out to
my ninja. I can only say that. So.
Yeah, I say it like it's going out of business, Mike.
Actually, that was so funny. Your Texas Chainsaw Massacre review. You're like, yo, this is so corny right here. When you're talking about what's his face,
Franklin
the invalid. Yeah. Oh my god, he was annoying me. I'm glad he got it at the end.
Oh yeah, fucking hick. That dude annoying as shit.
But you and I had a great conversation about like probably like there's a top 3 horror. There's like Exorcist, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre, first Halloween.
Oh yeah, 78.
Probably put so I probably put Exorcist as the GOAT, like you would, of horror movies.
Oh yeah.
And then it's a toss up. My favorite between Halloween and TCM. They're both so good.
Yeah, just grimy 70s film.
Like
you
that.
Know what I mean?
The freakiest parts about the original Halloween. It's not the kill scenes. I'll tell you the 2 freakiest parts because that to me was like, oh, this like feels real. When they're walking home, the 2 girls are walking home, and he's just standing by the bushes. That shit is so freaky, dude.
Oh hell yeah, that is freaky, man.
And then part 2, the second, and this is probably more freaky. When Laurie Strode's on the phone with one of her friends and she looks out her, second story bedroom window and sees him standing by her sheets hanging out. That to me is because if I saw that right now, I'm paranoid. I listen to true crime podcasts and stuff like that. So we're locked and loaded up in this house.
Yeah.
So it's popping off if I see some guy just standing in my lawn at 2:00 in the afternoon, just staring at me with a mask on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love 81. That's a classic, man. Hell yeah, Mike. But yeah, man, I don't take too much of your time. So thank you, brother. We fucking killed this shit. Thought it was awesome. Man. Stephanie said, "Thank y'all. This was beautiful and sweet. Appreciate it."
Yeah, thanks for everyone listening. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. We'll come back next time with some more metal shit, man. Or whatever you want to do, Mike. But thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, send me a message what you want to do next, and I'll jump right on it.
Thank you, brother. All right, yo. Speaking Clouts, getting the fuck up off here. Peace, y'all. Thanks, Mike.
Peace.
Peace, bro.